Okay, let's do this. We are live for the first time. Sorry for the delay. If anyone knew I was going to be live, but I doubt that because this was a spontaneous stream. I wanted to do the first stream ever like tomorrow because I knew my wife and kids will be gone for a few hours tomorrow, and I wanted to have silence at least for my first stream. For anybody that is new to my channel, I have a wife and two kids, and the kids can be a little bit noisy sometimes. And yeah, today they are gone too for a few hours, so I can start coding on this app idea that I have. So let's see. How do we start? Basically, the app that I want to build will be a simple app that is called, let me see how. I think I will call it, it's not a final name, but I think it will be by the end of the stream. So the app will be called PayForSpace, and the idea of this is pretty simple. It will be a page with one big ad on the top, two smaller ads underneath that, and maybe 3 spots after the second row. So 3 rows of ads. You can call them gold, bronze, and something, iron, I don't know. So the idea is that the app will be an open source app, and anybody that has a server using PHP and MySQL will be able to host it. And I can see it can be used in quite a few places. Maybe, for example, you're a streamer, and before you start your stream, you visit your own application or page and see, okay, what are my sponsors today? So you'll enter the page and you'll see the first one and so on if there are others there. So this is the basic idea. Now I'm gonna enter a bit into details of this. So you'll only pay with cryptocurrency. This is the thing. I don't want Stripe and I don't want any payment providers. I just want to pay using Elrond cryptocurrency because this is the fastest one I know and has low fees, and also is developer friendly. So 3 main criteria that made me choose this network. And also they are from Romania, my country, so I'm a little bit patriotic here. Let me start the recording because I forgot. Yeah, first stream. So you'll pay with Elrond for this app. Now the CPU is really spinning. You'll pay with Elrond. It will have a fixed price, at least in the first phase of the project. I'm thinking something like a bidding system. After the first steps are done, we can do a bidding system. But we'll see. We'll keep that for other streams. Today we'll start the backbone of the app, and we'll see how further we'll reach. So we're gonna build this app with Laravel, MySQL, and I'm gonna try to use as little as possible JavaScript, because I know many of you, especially new beginners, are afraid of JavaScript, but not sure why, because it's a great language. So we're gonna build this with as little possible, maybe nothing at all, we'll see. JavaScript, at least in the first phase. So we're gonna use Livewire, a plugin for, or a package for Laravel, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. And also Laravel has a starter pack using Livewire that out of the box gives you authentication, registration, forgot your password, even two-factor authorization, so you don't have to think about that. It just works out of the box. So I think that will be really useful. And one more thing before we dive into working. I'm a self-taught developer. Almost everything that I know I learned by myself, alone, watching tutorials and courses on the internet. Maybe 10% of what I know is from school and university. And my main flow is when I don't know something, or even if I know something, I'm looking at the documentation and searching Google a lot. Nobody knows everything, so you're gonna see me a lot reading documentations and searching Google if I've got some errors. So yeah, just to know that I'm not gonna write everything from my head. Okay, so let's dive in. Not sure how the first steps, what the first steps are, but let me switch to the correct scene. You're gonna see my desktop now. Don't worry if it's too small. I think I have something in OBS to zoom on the code when I write code. But yeah, it's a 4K monitor, so maybe it will show small on some screens, but we'll see how the first stream goes, and maybe for the next one we'll change the resolution or something. Okay, so the starter pack I will use, it's called Laravel Jetstream, I think so. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one. We're gonna go to installation. So before installing Jetstream, we have to already have Laravel installed. So let's do that. Let's go into code. Okay, what's wrong with the terminal now? Let's close and open it again. Așa, sorry, I've talked in Romanian. By the way, I'm from Romania. I think I already told that, but hey. So let's make a new Laravel app that will be called PayForSpace. Let's hope I won't change the name, because it's a mess to change the name in code too. Okay, the application is done, installed. Let's change the directory into it and open it in PHP Storm. Now the computer is really gonna struggle because PHP Storm eats a lot of resources and it's gonna index the whole app. So not sure if you can hear the sound, but the computer is really making some noise now. Let's start this. Before installing Jetstream, let's make sure we have the database working. So we're gonna use MySQL. Initially I've thought about using PostgreSQL, but yeah, not a lot of people have that. So anyway, anyone can change the connection. I think it will work out of the box with anything, but let's use MySQL for now. And let's create the database and run the initial migration. Okay, we've created the database. Now let's run artisan migrate. And now if we refresh, yeah, we have the tables here. Okay, now let's install Jetstream. We have Jetstream installed. After installing the Jetstream package, you may execute Jetstream install. Oh, we forgot to mention the stack. Let's say Livewire. Migration created. It installs some packages. Okay. Run npm install and npm run dev. Now I can have dust all over the room again because of the fans of the PC. What's wrong here? So we are using npm 12 npm install npm run dev. Oh, it's working. Okay, let's move all of these, the code editor here, and open a Firefox app. We're gonna put it here, and let's go to PayForSpace.test. Let's see if that works. Okay, we forgot to run the migration, so we have to do again migrate. Let's refresh, and now it is working. Let's see. So we have the login page, register page. Let's see if this works. Philip, yeah, password. I don't know what password is this. Something really insecure. Okay, so we are logged in into the dashboard of Jetstream, which is a simple component that only has some information around here. So nothing fancy, but you see you have this profile page and all of these things are coming from Jetstream. So you don't have to worry about updating the password, making a component for that, a controller and stuff like that, updating the name. You can see you can update the name, refresh, and it is persisted. You can even enable two-factor authorization. So all the stuff is handled by Jetstream, and we did that in what, a few minutes. So this is really a time saver. Okay, let's see what the next step is. For this, I'm gonna use the DevNet wallet, because we are gonna not gonna play with real money around here. Yeah, of course. Let's access the yesterday I created 2 accounts. Let's log in into receiver. Not sure what I have here, but let me check on the other screen. So this is the receiver. Okay, here is a password. Access the wallet. Okay, ni hao. We have 0 funds, so we are really broke. And now let's open a new tab that is gonna be our sender. So let's access the sender. I know I have some funds around here. Sender, sorry. Copy, paste. And here is the sender account. Let's get some. Oh, I can't. You can get some test funds every 24 hours, but I think I requested them last night at 11 p.m. so I can request more, but we have enough for now. So let's see. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna configure the address of the receiver wallet, and for that we're gonna do let me see how I can do that. I'm gonna zoom a little bit. Let me quickly do that. Where is this? PHP store. Okay. So now we can zoom in into code. Okay. And we're gonna create a new config file. Let's see. Not sure if we need to do a directory too, but let's keep it simple for now and call this pay for money. We can keep stuff in here, and we're gonna say Elrond wallet, maybe something like that. Oh, let's call this Elrond wallet with lowercase letter, and then we're gonna read the actual address of the wallet from the environment variables, and this will be called Elrond wallet. And in order for this to have value, we have to go to the env file right at the bottom and define it here. Maybe let's see how I can increase the font a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna copy paste the address from here, and this is the address that will get money. Okay, so the first step is done. Let me quickly open Notion. And I'm gonna write what we did. Installed Laravel, installed Jetstream, then we defined the Elrond wallet. Okay, so we already did 3 things. It's not bad for the first stream, and I know there are no viewers yet, so this is gonna be just for the recording. Sorry for this. Let's take a sip of coffee because it's never too late for coffee, right? Okay, so let's see how we will start. Let me zoom out. We have the dashboard page. We're not gonna work on the dashboard page just yet. We have to override this page, the default Laravel one, and in order to do this, let's see how we can do it. We're gonna go to routes file, and we see that this route is pointing to a view, so we have no controllers or anything. Let me take care of that. I'm gonna switch to the terminal, move that here too, because yeah. And let's make a controller, homepage controller, maybe something like this. Controller created successfully, and now we're gonna remove this, and we're gonna point it to controller, homepage controller. And let's see, we have no methods defined yet. Let's define a method called index. So this will be the index, and this route is pointing to index. Okay, now if we're gonna refresh this page, we get a blank space. because in this controller we are not returning anything. So if we say return 1 and we refresh the page, we get 1 here. Very small, but we get it. So this works. Everything you return here will be sent to the browser. So let's do a view which is stored here in resources, views, and let's rename the one called welcome and say something like home page /index. Bummer, we cannot do this in one step only. We have to rename to index. And after this, let's make a new directory called homepage and move this sucker here. Okay, so we have an index page. Now we can map this to view homepage.index, and we have the same thing as before, but the result comes from a controller. Nice. So let's see, what do we have here? Oh, I forgot to show you. Yeah, we have the same page as before. So let's see what we have here. It is loading. Let's see if we can break this. We remove all the styling, and now we refresh. Oh my god, this is an ugly page. Very ugly, but this is how the default page looks without styling. So now let's go into the layout of the app, and we're gonna copy these things, this little thing here, and we're gonna put it here after the title. And let's copy this too. So let's see. Maybe we can use the same layout. We're gonna copy, or let's not copy it. Let's keep it fresh. Extends app. And now we do have some errors because I think we have to use the guest one. And let's do something simple like an empty paragraph. We have you see, we have an error already, and let's see how we can fix this. So default slot Laravel blade. When you don't know something, you just ask Father Google. How do we have it here? So let's see. Authentication, login. So we have to. Okay. It's a different approach that don't really like, but it is what it is. So this is the first layout. Not sure what do we have here. So if we view the page source, we have Tailwind, which is good. Let's see if we have the JIT mode. I love this word, JIT. Yeah, we have the JIT mode. So every once in a while the printer does some crazy noises, and if I'm really concentrated on one stuff, I get afraid a lot but by that sound. So we have the just-in-time mode for Tailwind. So basically we can do this. Let's see. Guest layout goes to layout guest. Okay. Div, and this div will be a minimum height of screen. I'm not sure what are the default colors in Tailwind. Let's see that. Tailwind CSS, get started. Colors. Let's see if we have some colors defined in the config file. So tailwind.config, theme extend. Okay, let's do this. Oh, so we should have yellow. This is strange. Why doesn't the autocomplete sees it? Yellow 200. And let's say it is width full. Okay, so it is not working. Let's put a test here. What's wrong with this? Do we have Tailwind? Tailwind CSS. We have that. Okay. Not sure how we enable it. It should work, but of course it doesn't. I want yellow. What's wrong with you, Tailwind? Where are you, Tailwind? Oh, so colors. Let's say this is default theme that colors, maybe like this. So if we look the theme colors, okay, this should work. Let's see what the documentation says. So theme. Okay, let's do it manually because that is what the documentation says. So we import the colors and then copy all of this to here. Hello, Mihai. How did you find out about my stream? So I'm struggling with Tailwind config like a beginner. Okay, let's see if this works. We have to run npm run dev. And now we should have, yeah, we have the yellow background, so this worked. Okay. Oh, from Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is good, but I don't have followers there too, so not sure if you can see the when I write the code in PHP Storm, I zoom in if I don't forget about that. So I think you can see the code. Okay, let me know if something's not okay because this is my first time doing this. So we have the yellow background and let's see how I imagine this thing working. So I'm gonna have a div No, I'm just rendering from PHP right now because it's simpler. I want to use as little as possible JavaScript in this project. So yeah, it will be PHP, Laravel and server stuff. So let's see how I can do this. So let's do the big add medium add. We're gonna have 2 of those, and then we're gonna copy all of those and we're gonna have 3 adds. So this is the main structure I want. It used to ship with Vue by default, but now they are really pushing towards Inertia.js and Livewire, which is what I'm gonna use. So basically Livewire is a framework on top of Laravel that loads the template of the component directly from the server, so you don't have to use JavaScript, and you can have all sorts of interactivity there because of that. So yeah, they used to promote Vue a lot, but now this project came out from their community, so they are promoting this more than the Vue. But you can, when are you installing Laravel, you can I guess type a command and just have Vue out of the box. So yeah. Okay, let's see how we can style this. I'm not really good at styling. We're gonna make this a flex and flex column. Define center, item center. Okay, so we now have this centered. I'm gonna say this is BG white, width is maybe half of the screen, I guess. No, this does not really work. So let's see. Let's close this. This is a flex container. I think I have to wrap everything and give it and now make this a flex. Flex and flex column, and now we can remove these two from here. Let's see how this works. Let's see. This should have npm run watch. Yeah, now it works because we have just-in-time mode for Tailwind, and it removes classes that are not used, so that is why it was not working. So we have this, we have this. I think it should work the way we had it before. Yeah, it does. So we're gonna do something just to see how this would look. Let's give it some big padding. Make it a bit rounded. Shadow. Medium. Yeah, something like this. So this will be a big add. Now let's give this a margin top of 6 maybe, and these two boys will have the same classes, but of course we have to do this a flex container. So yeah, and give it Let's see. Does it look okay now? I'm not sure. I think for other stream I have to switch my resolution to full HD instead of 4K because everything is too small for the stream. So let's see, make this a half. Okay. So we have the two medium and let's copy this tree. Yeah, we are still young, we see okay. Until we get older and we need 2 pair of glasses. Okay, so this is the main idea I have right now. But instead of flex, I'm thinking of using maybe grid. Let's see how it looks with grid. Grid and grid 2 columns and make this full width and we have to this need to be full width too, and this has 3 columns, and let's say grid or gap, I don't know, 2. Yeah, better. And let's put a gap 2 here too. So this is the main idea that I have. Big, so we're gonna have a big ad, 2 medium ads, and this is not medium, this is small ad, something like this. Now this will be the structure. Let's put a title here, maybe PayForSpace. I'm wondering if that domain is available, so let's check. PayForSpace. Oh, look at that, it is available. How much does it cost? $20 a year. So I think I'm gonna buy this, but not now. So the app will be called PayForSpace because we have a cool domain. Okay, and this, let's make this font semi-bold, medium, font bold. Okay, bold works, and a bit larger, something ugly as that, and let's give it some top and bottom margin of 12. Okay, So the main idea of the app will be when someone wants to buy this ad space, they will have to, if they are logged in, they will have a button maybe, and when you click that button, it will pop up a model and will show the price and how you can send the crypto money there. So let's see if we can do that part, because that is a little bit more tricky and that is the stuff I want to work. I don't really like designing stuff. I hate it. You can I'm not sure if you visited my website. I think you did, but the theme is built by me and it's very weird, but it's okay because I'm weird too, so no problem there. So basically, if how are we gonna do this? If the user is authenticated, we are focusing on this now. So if the user is authenticated, we wanna show, let's show a link now. Reserve this, something like this. Okay, we are not seeing this because why are we not seeing that? So if we go to dashboard, we're not logged in, dummy me. So we're not logged in now. We see the link and let's see how we can do this. This will be something interesting to implement. So basically, when you click this link, which does not look like a button right now, let's see how we can do that. Maybe put it into a div, bg yellow 200. Let's give it a bit of a padding and make it rounded and shadow. So we have a ugly button that is somehow overlapping everything. So let's make this a block maybe. Yeah. And yeah, Laravel has a lot of stuff out of the box. That's why I like it, because you just install one package and maybe, let's see, look at this PayForSpace dashboard. When you go here, you have a profile page out of the box. So I did not build this, but look at this. You can change your name, your email, you can update your password, you can even enable two-factor authorization on your account. So everything is included and you save a lot of time using Laravel. So let's see. Let's center this bottom. Reserve the spot. And the idea is that when you're gonna click on this, a model will pop up. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Recently I started a job that is primary on front end. So a reason for doing these streams will be to not forget PHP and the backend stuff. So that's a win for me. Let's see. So we have to make a new component in Livewire. Not sure what the command is. Make Livewire. And let's call this dummy buy button. It's not gonna do anything special, but just see if this works. And now we use this instead. The button will disappear. But if we go to the dedicated view page of the button, which is this, let's move this around here, and it works. And we can now also have state on this component, which is managed in PHP. So this is pretty interesting. Also, you're into Django. I like Python too, but I never got any real projects with Python. And I find Django a little bit, I don't know how to say it, maybe outdated, but it's not really outdated because it's updated on a regular basis. But that interface of the admin interface looks very ugly. That's why I stayed away from Django. Okay, so we have the component here, the dummy buy button, and we have a view for this component. It's basically like a React component, but it's managed by PHP. And let's say something like this model is open, and let's say it is false. What's wrong with this? Okay. Something is wrong with PHP Storm. Let's see what version of PHP I am running. I have 8. So let's make this. Let's make this PHP 8.0 only. So minimum of PHP 8. Okay, so now we can use also sort of new stuff from PHP. And things are structured. I don't know much. Let's see. Nest.js. Progressive Node.js framework. Oh, it has cats, so I like this already. Documentation. Let's see. Oh, it has GraphQL too. Nice. Yeah, this looks like something like Laravel, but on JavaScript land. I knew what was that framework. Um, Laravel inspired JavaScript framework. Adonis.js, yeah. So this is something similar, I guess, to Nest.js, and is heavily inspired by Laravel. So it has all sorts of stuff. It has something to talk to the database and looks very similar. Ooh, Catalin, thank you for the follow. Hello. Yeah, so I have half an hour to finish this stream because the kids will be home and it's gonna be a mess. So let's see what can we do. Yeah, basically any tool will work. I know everybody says this, but if you know PHP, just use Laravel. If you know JavaScript, just use any of the thousands libraries that JavaScript has. So, oh, Mihal, so you were talking to me and you were not subscribed. I see. Nice. Okay, so let's see if we can get this model Docker working. Where are we? So the guest. We should also use, there's a library called how it's called, Livewire. Let's see this first. Let's go to the documentation and Alpine.js. Oh, how can I forget about this? So let's go to Alpine docs. Let's put this in here too. Maybe we can. Let's see. We have the JavaScript file. Oh, we have Alpine already. You see, Laravel has a lot of defaults out of the box. So we have Alpine here. We have that working. And we're gonna use it for a bit of interactivity on the page. So let's see. Laravel has, yeah, and what do you think about it? It's very small, but you can do a lot of stuff with it without using something crazy like Vue.js or React. So this is the main purpose of the projects, to use as little JavaScript as possible. Yeah, Vue works okay too. I really like the new version of Vue that uses something similar to hooks like React does. But we'll see. If we need something more advanced, we'll use Vue. So we have something here. Let's see. So basically, let me show you. When you have this delete account button, and when we click on it, we open a model. So we're gonna copy this model and reuse it. Let's see, where do we have that defined? It should be around here on where are you? Profile, delete user form. So we have this model here. We're gonna copy this and move into our component, and let's map this to the property we defined here. Model is open without the dollar sign, and let's call this by a spot. We're gonna move all of this stuff here and say content here, and for now we're gonna comment out this button. We're gonna trap users into the model so you can close it. Okay, so let's see if this works. Wire click. So when you click on this link, and we prevent the default event so we don't go to the hashtag URL we define here. And now we have to define a new method called, let's say, open model. I forgot how to write. And this method will only do this model is open equal to true. So this should open the model. Let's see how this works. So when you click on this, call the open model, and it is not working. Let's see what's wrong here. So when I click this, it should have opened. Maybe I can. Let's see if that works. What's wrong here? Do you have some errors? Livewire is not defined. What did we forget here? Let's see. This is weird. So we have the guest layout. Okay. We don't have Livewire scripts and Livewire styles. Yeah. So in order for this library to work, you have to use this. Yeah, look at that. We have a model working. So I think the cats are outside begging for food, but let's have them waiting. So we have this model. When you click this, it closes. When you hit escape, it closes. So we have a lot of functionality out of the box. So now let's see. When you open this model, at first you have to see a price, but we'll hardcode it for now. Let's put it in the config file we defined earlier. So PayForSpace. I don't even know the name of my app. Pay for money. How would that work? You pay to get more money. So PayForSpace. Now we are gonna hardcode the price. Let's put it here and say the price has to be 0.1. So you can buy any spot for 0.1. Okay. And on this model, sorry, let's see how this would work. In order to buy this spot, send 0.1, or let's use the config file, the price. We send price to the following address. So in order to buy the spot, send 0.1, let's say EGLD, so Elrond. Now the next thing we have to do is make a new paragraph. This paragraph will get the wallet. Let's rename to Elrond wallet address. Because it's not really the wallet. So this, and of course we have to go into the environment variable and update this to address 2. So now if we refresh, we're seeing the address here. Let's make this with full text center, font bold, something simple. It's not really bold. Why are you not bold? Ah, font bold. Okay, this works. Let's give it some air to breathe. Okay, we have the address, and the first tricky thing is to show a QR code here. So we're gonna make a div and say QR here. So we have to show a QR code if we send stuff with mobile. So let's search for a package that handles this. Laravel QR. Simple QR code is a QR code generator made for Laravel. Oh, it has 4 million installs, so that must be good. Okay, let's go to GitHub, see how to install this thing really fast. Official document. Oh my god, you have to go to a website to see the documentation. Okay, so we install this thing. We installed it, and then we just copy this paste this thing. Okay, let's copy it here and install. Instead of the URL, we're gonna use the same config thing. Let's see. Look at that, we have a QR code working. Let's make this a little bit bigger, so maybe 200 pixels. One thing that I like when I work with just PHP is that you don't have to worry about doing npm dev again or running something. It just works. You install a package and you're done. So let's do this. What is this? This is an image, right? Oh, it's an SVG. So let's make this with full flex and justify center to center the code, and maybe add a little bit of padding Q on top. Okay, so we have the QR code. Yeah, that was fast. PHP is the best. And Laravel. Okay, so we have this. And now, let's see. Do we have something like... Let's search for this. Where are we? Laravel spinner. Spin content. No. What was that? Spinner generator. How do you call the spinner loader? Yeah, loading. This is it. Let's create something quick. Let's see. Let's make it... Yeah, this. And let's say it's okay like this. Oh, I have to log in. This services give you something for free, but they steal your data, so it's not really free. Animated SVG. What's wrong with this? Oh, we have red color. Let's use this again. SVG animated. Free download. Okay, let's do this. Save image. Now we're gonna copy this into this directory. What's wrong with this? Where I open in Finder. So we're gonna copy this SVG here, and we're gonna rename it to spinner. So we're gonna show this spinner while we wait for the transaction. So we're gonna copy this and include Livewire spinner, and we're gonna rename this to spinner.blade.php. Okay, this should work. Let's see. Yeah, but it has a gray background, but not sure what we can do. Style. Background. Ah, we can remove this background, I guess. Yeah, it works. So the idea is to show this only if the transaction was not received. So let's see how we do that. Public transaction null. So the transaction will be null, and unless we have transaction, we show this. Else we're gonna show something else, like dump the transaction, and we close. So if we have a transaction, we jump here. Let me show the code a little bit bigger. So if we have a transaction, we show this. If we don't, we show the instructions and the spinner waiting for the transaction. Of course, we are gonna change this flow a little bit, but let's make this work in 15 minutes. What I have left for now. And let's see if we can do it. We had something to how can we do this? So we're gonna look for a transaction that has a unique description. So maybe let's hard code that. Let's say 123. So if the transaction details is 123, this will be some unique value after we make this work, but let's do this for now. If we have a transaction with this description, we're gonna set it, and we'll do some stuff after this. So there was some thing that I could do. Livewire JS, Laravel Livewire. There was a polling. This is it. Wire poll. We can do this, and I think it works like this. Check for transaction. We're gonna get an error now, I think. Or aren't we? Console. So I think let's move this a little bit up. We should have an error now. Yeah, we have. So the method does not exist. Let's create it. And now for the fun stuff. So we have this open. Let's say da, like a Russian man. Public property transaction must be of type numeric, string, or boolean. Boo! So let's see how to make this work. Transaction. We rename this stuff to transaction object because Livewire does not know how to handle objects, and we have to manually pass them here, which is the same thing, but I don't know why they can do this. Transaction object, transaction, and this transaction object should be let's make this private. Let's not make cannot access private property transaction object. Where are we calling that? transaction. Let's make this protected, I guess. Not sure. I forgot to show the screen again. So yeah. I think it is working now. But not really. So transaction object. Transaction. Let's see, do we have some data here? Response. Oh, it is working, but we can't use this dumb thing. We have to do... Yeah, it's working, but it's not doing anything real. So in this method, we're gonna check if we got the transaction. So we have 10 minutes left to do this. Okay. Wire that poll. Let's see. Let's update this to maybe be a little bit. Let's check every 2 seconds. So we're not gonna kill the app. So now every 2 seconds, Livewire does a check and says if we got a transaction or we don't. So there was a so only when the element is visible. Oh, we wanna use that. Let's do a div here. Let's move this. This is a thing I like, so only when this element is visible, we're gonna check for the transaction. And we're gonna move this down here and move this here. So while this element is visible, we're gonna check for the transaction, then we're gonna stop and show what the transaction is. Okay, it is polling, and now let's say we have the transaction and it stopped asking for the server for the transaction. So this works, and now in this method we're gonna do the heavy lifting and check if we got the transaction. Let's see. So we have to call the API. Oh, show the browser, sorry. I was not doing anything in the browser, but yeah. Sorry. So we have the wallet here. This is the address you have to call. So let's put this under the configuration file for now. Elrond API, and say this is the API address. And now we're gonna say response equals to HTTP get, I think it's a get request, config PayForSpace Elrond. Yeah, then address, then the actual address of the wallet we use to receive funds. So PayForSpace, yeah, like this. And we're gonna say the transaction object for now is the response body. I guess this should work. Let's see. We got something here, but not sure what this is. I think it is working. Let's see. Overflow scroll. This was the class. Overflow X. What's wrong with this? Oh, I know what's wrong. We have to move it here. And now maybe it is, we have to do this on this guy. Remove this. "404 page not found," so that works. I was thinking it works. Okay. What did I do wrong here? So this was right. Address. Oh, and transactions. But I guess this won't work either. Let's comment this thing out and say response. So let's see the address to see what are we calling. Let's copy this thing and open it in a browser. Oh, we have two slashes here. That's why it is not working. It should work now. Okay, we have the data. And we have no transactions. Why? That's weird because I had some test transactions. But okay, let's say this is JSON. We have an empty address. So let's unlock the receiver wallet again. Where was this? Let me check. On password, receiver, copy the password, paste, access wallet. So this should be. Let me check if I'm dummy or not. We are That's why I was not seeing my test transactions, because we have to call, I think it's DevNet gateway. Let me check. Yeah, this is it. Let's change this to DevNet gateway. And now we're gonna see, yeah, we see the transactions. So that's good. Now the tricky part will be to find the right transaction. So the one with 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna say transactions equal to response data transactions like that. So this is the array of transactions. We're gonna collect that, and we're gonna search for the first one with the unique ID. So 1, 2, 3, very, very unique. Let's say the one. So the one we are looking for is equal to transactions first, and let's see the structure of this. Address, where is this? Copy, paste here. Oh, yeah. So we have to look at the data property. Data equals to this transaction description. And I think we only have to do this if data exists. And also this, I think, is base 64 encoded, so base 64 decode. And now we're gonna say if we have the one, assign it to transaction object. My wife just texted me, so she's gonna be home soon, but no problem, we are finishing this. The transaction object will be equal to the one. So let's see if this works. This is still calling. We're gonna move it here to see if it works. Now I'm gonna access the sender wallet. Let's see where this password is. Sender. Okay. Access the wallet. And now we're gonna send a transaction, and we have to check if that transaction, but we'll do this after. So let's do a send. Let's copy this address, put it here, send 0.1, which is $23. Nice. So we're gonna send this, and for the data we are entering 1, 2, 3. Look at that, the fee is higher if we enter the data. Ah, interesting. the gas limit increases. Not sure what that is, but it's okay. It's still cheap. So the data is 1 to 3. Let's send this thing. Let me do something in the meanwhile. We have to install something quickly again. My ray of sunshine. This is a debugging tool used in PHP, and we can check things. We are copy pasting as usual, installing stuff. Okay, blah 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 blah. We are opening the app. So yeah, we have this, and let's say here array of transactions, and now we should see something. Yeah, we see every 3 minutes we see the transactions we get. So okay, let's only show it here if we have the one we want. What is this? Make this. Okay, array d1, and let's send this thing. Confirm. Okay, we've sent it. Let's see what happens. Everything crashes or not. Oh, look at that. We get the transaction. Status of success. So we have the transaction. Basically, when you have this you should call after this the database, store stuff, assign the spot to the user, and things like that. So this will be for the next stream. I should call it stream for now, from now on. So this works. We see the value. Oh my god, look at this value. So let's see, we divide it by, oh, so we have to divide the value if, let's say, oh, blockchain company. I'm doing a React native app for a blockchain company in Canada. They hold the money, so custody stuff, but yeah, basically they use the same technologies. So what's the name of the company, if you can say it? I'm really curious to see it. So let's see what we can do in some minutes left. We have to check if the price is equal to what we requested, because right now we just looks for the description. So if the one we're gonna do is in this if branch, we have to check the price. So price is equal to value divide the one value to this big number. Not sure if we can handle this, but okay. And let's have 2 decimals and say array of price. Let's see what is the price now. So we have, okay, we have 0.1. So if price equals to config PayForSpace price, so if the price paid is equal to this thing, only then assign it and show it in the debugger tool. And also we have to check if the receiver actually, so if I send right now a transaction to another wallet with the same descriptions, it will still work. So we have to check if the price is equal, and then if the one sender receiver, sorry, is equal to the one we have in the config file. So when the price is equal and the wallet is the same, we only then show it. Let's see, it should work. Yeah, it works. Ah, yeah, React Native works better on macOS or Linux, but it's really great if you know React. You can build a lot of native stuff with it and you move fast. Yeah, you have to pay the exact amount right now, or maybe let's check if the price is, no, let's leave it equal for now. If someone sent more money, then that's my money, because it's crypto and you can take it back. So we have this working now. And one thing also we should do right now, if we wait, yeah, you see we waited for 2 seconds and now we have this working, which is not ideal. We should only do this check, this whole thing, or we should return early. If not, this model is open, then return. Don't do the check, because right now it does it. Yeah, so now it's not working, but when we open the model, it's working. Yeah, it's Laravel. I forgot to show the browser again, but nothing crazy here. So yeah, this is what we did today. We basically built the backend, and we have things hooked up to the blockchain network. So it looks as this. Yeah, so now for the next stream, we're gonna look a bit further into this, and we'll have dashboard where you can see all your purchases and their status. So this, when you click, this will be with a click, so it will be a status pending. You'll see it pending, or if it is pending for more than 5 minutes, maybe, let's call it abandoned, and you'll see the list of this. And also, if payment is successful, then we'll assign this spot to the logged in user, and you will have an interface to manage the content on the spot. So you'll have the ability to upload images, maybe show a Twitter status like Florin did with his app, or maybe we can do a lot of stuff. So we can give control to, we give control to the user for the whole box. They can do maybe whatever they want in here. So this is what we're gonna build in the next stream, but basically we have the main flow working. We just have to make this model dynamic for each of these spaces here. Each space will have a position ID to know what we bought. And yeah, we'll take care of these things in the next stream, which will be maybe tomorrow. Not sure if people watch streamers on Saturday, but I have time tomorrow to do this. And it's better for me to have 0 to no viewers for the first streams to actually have experience before I got a lot of viewers. And yeah, let's move to this scene. Basically what we did in this stream was to test how we can play with the blockchain data, get a transaction, and check it in that model. And we did this ugly design. I've bought the effects, so you just have to pay money to have the effects. Yeah, the time tomorrow will be, I think, 4 p.m. Romanian time or a bit later, something around that. So yeah, thank you for watching my first stream. I know it was not great, but we're gonna work on this. So thank you for joining me, and let's see you all on the next stream. Bye bye. How do I end this thing? Oh, you see, let me show you before ending. I have this thing, remote control, not sure how. Yeah, I have this thing working here, and when I press buttons, I switch between scenes. So yeah, I spent a lot of time with the current setup. So yeah, see you on the next stream. And now I have to click ending. Bye bye. Bye. Yeah, why? Catalin, I'm gonna teach the bot to not mess with you next time. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's something like Stream Deck, yeah, but it is for OBS. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna click the ending button. See you tomorrow. Bye.